I am. Except for my toes. My toes are cold.
Well, then maybe wear a pea coat.
Well, that doesn't really help my toes there, Dan.
Maybe wear a long pea coat.
A really long pea coat.
week after a down-to-the-wire victory over the Bellarmine Knights, Marquette men's lacrosse returns home, seeking their third straight victory. Alongside John Steppe, I'm Dan Abington on this presentation of Marquette University Television as the Marquette Golden Eagles play host to the Jacksonville Dolphins today at the Dome at Valley Fields. John, today's going to be exciting.
A great battle here. Two teams with a lot of mutual respect for each other. Could be quite the game here at Valley.
Marquette comes in 2-0, coming off back-to-back 11-10 wins in the last 2 weekends. First one against Cleveland State in overtime, and last week against Bellarmine. That one was topsy-turvy finish. Jacksonville, on the other hand, 0-1 on the year. Their game last week was canceled. This Jacksonville team is pretty loaded. They've got a lot of returning talent. Last year, Marquette was able to topple them. But, John, what's the key for Marquette to win today?
I think it's really playing a consistent full 4 quarters. It's something that they have not done yet. Against Bellarmine, they had that great start, up 7-0. I was thinking, man, this game could be over by halftime. Instead, they let Bellarmine back in. Cleveland State, it was the flipped. They had that rough start, had to really come back. You have to play 4 full quarters. You got away with it against Cleveland State, got away with it against Bellarmine. You're not going to get away with that against Jacksonville.
Marquette rocking with the same starters today, outside of Jacob Hallam on the wing instead of Luke Anderson. It's Devin Cowan, Holden Patterson, and Ryan Fazio at attack. Zach Granger, P.J. Cox, and Mason Woodward on defense. John Holzman in the cage. Thomas Washington at the faceoff X. Moe Lardy, the LSM. And Jacob Hallam, the short stick D-Midi on the wing. Washington going up against Alex Giovinco on the first faceoff of the day. And we're underway here at Valley Fields. Marquette wearing the whites, Jacksonville in the greens. Washington wins the clamp, trying to get the ground ball. It's picked up and then fought back for. Devin Cowan comes up with it. So Marquette will have the first offensive possession. They're going to get their offensive personnel out on the field. First midfield line. It's Peter Henkhaus, Connor McClelland, and Garrett Moya.
Nice job not giving up on that one after not winning the faceoff.
Patterson gets it up top to Peter Henkhaus. Marquette's full offensive personnel on now. Over to Moya. He's got Troy Hettinger, the short stick defending him. Moya up to Henkhaus at the top. He comes down, shoots. It goes wide. Devin Cowan's there for the backup.
Great positioning right there. Keep possession. 45 seconds still to shoot.
Shot goes high from Devin Cowan. Good take, but it goes a little high.
I like the aggressiveness so far early on from Marquette. Not holding back early on.
McClelland defended by Zach Deacon. Errant pass, but Henkhaus is going to get there. Only 25 seconds left on the shot clock here in the second year of the shot clock in college lacrosse. Technically a possession clock, not really a shot clock, but it's an 80-second clock. Marquette down to 15 on that clock. Patterson
really keeps the game moving.
Inside to Moya. He shoots. He scores. Garrett Moya gets his first goal of the year on the assist from Holden Patterson. Nobody was near Moya.
No, nobody in the same zip code as Moya. And who better for that to happen to the guy that worked his way back from a major knee injury his freshman year, comes back this season, gets his first goal of the season in Game 3 here.
Really an incredible story. Garrett Moya came in as a highly touted recruit. He tore multiple ligaments in his knee during practice. And then last year, he finally worked his way back, played against Cleveland State about 3 or 4 games into the year, and today gets his first goal of the year out of the first midfield line. Washington back out there at the X. Still the same guys on the wing for Marquette. Clamp is won by Giovinco, and he controls the ground ball.
Giovinco going in 50% at the X. Much better so far today. Granted, with a small sample size.
Now we're going to see the vaunted midfield unit of Jacksonville enter. Alec Drosos, Jeremy Winston, and Evan Tyler. Stimmel said that Tyler and Winston are going to be 2 of the best midfielders they face all season long. And that's high praise considering you're going up against Notre Dame, Duke, and all the teams in the Big East.
Quite a few challenges in the Big East. but against Jacksonville, they faced possibly the 2 toughest ones.
Tyler scored 5 goals last year against Marquette. A completely different defensive unit.
And this season already for Winston, 4 goals.
Griner has it at X. Gives it inside to Evan Tyler. He shoots. Gets one past John Holzman. 1-1 is the score.
That did not take Jacksonville very long. Moya scores. They strike right back.
That was just great facilitating from Jacob Griner. The freshman looked right inside. He had it cutting Tyler. Nobody marked him. 1-1 is the score. 12:37 to go here in the first quarter.
At this rate, this could be an offensive shootout. Already 2 very early goals.
Evan Tyler, 5'10", redshirt senior offensive midi.
Also as a wide receiver.
He was.
In high school.
He was a preseason All-Southern Conference this season after tallying 37 goals and 11 assists last year. Gets his 2nd goal of the year.
Not too shabby there.
It's gotten really quiet in here on every faceoff, though, so far. Giovinco wins this one. Tries to flip it back to Levangie. And they're going to need to reset.
Really, so far, clean play from both teams. When they do make a mistake, they quickly recover. Almost the opposite compared to the start of the Bellarmine game.
Woodward hounding Jack Doan on the outside. Winston over to Tyler. It's Winston, Tyler, and Berkeley out there as the midfielders now, with McKenna, Griner, and Jack Dolan as the attackmen. Berkeley has it on Jordan Schmid, the converted short stick D-midi, coming back from offensive mid last season.
Schmid started Fellowship of Christian Athletes at Marquette with Marcus Howard.
Wow, Winston just absolutely shook Logan Crines to the ground and then fired his shot high and wide.
Did not miss by much.
McKenna on Granger. Gets a pick, but Granger stays right with him. Berkeley back to McKenna. They've only got 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Not even going to get a shot off. They had no awareness of what time was left on that clock.
No.
Good defense by Marquette to keep them away.
And I was saying no real mental errors right there. I guess Jacksonville might have heard that.
And completely ignored what you said.
Yes. Or I just jinxed it to them.
Oh, errant pass by John Holzman. Failed clear. Griner going inside. He shoots. He scores. Jacob Griner takes advantage of the unsettled offense and gives his team a 2-1 advantage. That was a bad decision by John Holzman to pass that one out.
And he did not have time to get back set. I don't know even if Superman could have saved it, considering how late he was to get back in the crease.
So it'll be another face-off as Marquette down 2-1. 10:54 to go here in the first quarter. And a goal from Jacob Griner as well as Evan Tyler for the Dolphins. Marquette, lone goal from Garrett Moya on their only possession.
And really credit to Giovinco for winning the first 3 face-offs. It's hard to really have much offensive possession when you don't start with possession.
Marquette's going to win this one. Jacob Hallam has it, gives it up for Cowan. Cowan shoots, saved. And the backup is going to be there for Jacksonville, it looks like. Oh, wow. Never mind.
Coach Galloway can't believe it.
They're going to say it's Marquette ball.
Still looks like plenty of confusion.
Yeah, trying to wait for an explanation here, but nothing given. It'll be awarded to Jacksonville after a weird sequence. I don't know why it wasn't just awarded to them right away.
No. Clearly, Galloway made his case.
It should have just been given to Jacksonville.
Yes.
That was the only call that made sense there. Oh, caused turnover by Marquette. Who's going to pick up the ground ball? Fazio gets it. Marquette successful on the ride. A failed clear for Jacksonville. A stick is broken on the field.
You don't see that every day.
Marquette has numbers. Orsini with a big rip from outside. Save made Adam Baker. Cowan got tripped up. Yeah, push is called. That's the right call right there.
It'll be interesting to see how much does Anthony Orsini get in. He could be one of those real difference makers on a younger team. Somebody that emerged as a freshman, 16 goals that year, then only 4 as a sophomore. What his junior year entails could be big for Marquette.
He's got a majorly hot shot from the outside. That one comes in probably fastest on the team.
I would not want to be the opposing goalie there.
Orsini over to Stegman. Stegman, the only Illinois native on Marquette's roster. Surveying the terrain. Good defense.
Just about nowhere to go.
Lukovic with great defense on Stegman. Tries to get it up to Fazio, and he can't corral it. Jack Heed picks up the ground ball and is heading the other way.
You know Fazio is kicking himself for that one.
Wasn't the cleanest pass, so it makes sense. I don't know whose stick it was that broke, but Holden Patterson just brought it over to the sideline right in front of us.
Yes. We've seen now a couple broken sticks this season.
Tyler, defended by Corsell. Corsell now wearing 10 for the rest of the season after he was listed on the roster as 99. Winston shakes Krzyzewski, draws a slide. Griner with Krzyzewski on him. Goes left, he shoots, it goes wide. 23 seconds on the shot clock.
Expect to see maybe a little more awareness from Jacksonville.
Woodward defending Dolan. He turns, shot. Back up by Jacksonville. 11 seconds left on the possession clock. 8:09 to go here in the first quarter. Griner on Krzyzewski. He shoots. That shot was either blocked or saved. It's going to be a push, and it'll be a possession for Jacksonville. They got a fresh 80.
The Jacksonville bench is loving it.
I actually think they're screaming out a command to run a play.
Well, there's that too.
All the above. Marquette in a zone right now. Winston. Over to Evan Tyler. Shot from the outside by Dolan. It goes wide.
Credit to Marquette forcing Jacksonville to take these lower percentage shots.
Right now, Marquette's zone probably making a bit of a difference. Packing the paint, making them take things from the outside, to borrow a basketball term. Dolan for Winston. 40 seconds on the shot clock. Winston. He's got Tyler with him. Good defense by Woodward. Shot goes wide again. 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Great defense here by Marquette, not letting up. Once again, seeing a very low amount of time on the possession clock.
They give it to Griner, who shoots one with Hallam right in his face. Holzman can't make the save. 3-1. Jacksonville leads. I don't know why they didn't go to Griner sooner. He had the short stick matchup, so why not go to him?
Well, as a result, second goal of the season.
3-1 now the score. 6:56 to go here in the first quarter. I'm Dan Abington alongside John Steppe.
Really right now, Marquette in a little bit of a funk after taking that 1-0 lead. Jacksonville just seems to have control of this one. Really right from the faceoff.
Marquette not used to this.
No.
They haven't been trailing in the first quarter pretty much all season. Against Cleveland State, they jumped out to an early lead. Against Bellarmine, they were up 8-0 to start that game. Washington wins the faceoff and goes ahead. Gives one up to Cowan. Shoots. That one's way wide, but Patterson is there to back it up.
He may regret taking that shot.
I don't know. I feel like that's a good shot. That's not a bad attempt. Might not have made it, but he'll take it either way.
Really one of those guys, Cowan, that you expect to be aggressive today.
Henkhouse on Levangie. Fazio looking up top for Patterson. McClelland in for Cowan on the inside. He has it taken away. Dixon Smith. Ground ball popped up, and Smith has it. Now Griffin Corbett trying to clear. Lardy defending now as they successfully clear. Cowan had that one in close quarters, and he had it popped out of his cross.
And there you see, once again, we're looking to the right side of the field.
5:50 left here. Henkhouse is caught on the field.
And right now, Marquette's defense is hanging in there, but you have to think they're going to start to get tired.
McClelland able to find his way off. And that one's going to be a turnover by Jacksonville. I believe they're going to call a ward. Either a ward or a hold. I couldn't really tell with all the substitutions happening right in front of us as Anderson successfully clears it. Henkhouse is still on.
Here's a chance. Can Marquette get some type of momentum going again after that early Moya goal?
Henkhouse has got to be gassed after playing both ways. Kirshner, another freshman. He gets a screen and draws the slide. Moya, 40 seconds to go on the shot clock. Working his way past Lukovic. Moya going left. He looks up for Holden Patterson at the top. Big lefty rip saved by Adam Baker.
Nice shot there by Patterson.
Baker now out of the cage.
While we were watching practice yesterday, Patterson had a finance exam, so he could only go for the second half of practice. But then once he was there, he was so ready.
Griner, hat trick.
He does it again.
Jacob Griner, the freshman from Exton, Pennsylvania, gets one past John Holzman again, and it's a 4-1 deficit for the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Whatever Coach Simmel's plan for stopping Griner, I think it might be time to revise it a little bit.
You might say.
But going back to what I was saying about Holden Patterson, he is so excited after his finance exam that he ran up onto the field, taking the crease, without Stimmel calling his name.
He was ready to get out there.
He was.
So Marquette down 4-1. Need to change momentum here. Hallam picks up the tough ground ball. That's a big pickup for Marquette.
Nice move there.
Hallam flips it to Fazio. Oh, almost. Well, that one was close. Marquette almost got offsides there. As Krzyzewski went on. Shot. Is that a goal? Is it in? Nope. McClellan was in the crease.
The crowd thought it was, but not quite. Relatively quiet start here for Connor McClelland after a spectacular day
last week. Yeah.
Last week. You have to think that if Marquette's going to get back into this game, McClelland has to be some piece of that.
They're able to get it over.
Risky pass there, but it pays off.
Luckily for Jacksonville, Cowan's not tall enough to get that high up. So another empty possession for Marquette after the crease violation. It was a confusing moment because it looked like the ball had gone into the net, but the referees were still deliberating.
Yes. About half the crowd thought it was a goal. Half the crowd was holding their breath.
Not even just the crowd, as Holzman makes a big save. Stuffs him on the doorstep. Granger looking out in front of him. Woodward, he's got McClelland right here in front of the scorer's table. McClelland gives up to Hank House. He's got Fazio over on the side if he wants him. McClelland gets it back, shoots, top corner.
You knew it was only a matter of time until Connor McClelland was going to step up. And right there, he had the space. Pretty loose defense there by Jacksonville, and he takes advantage.
That whole possession is started by that save by John Holzman. If he doesn't make that save and start the transition play, then it's a completely different game. Marquette goes down 5-1 instead of being down 4-2 now.
5-1 and 4-2.
Exactly.
Big difference.
Very, very different. So Connor McClelland notches his first goal of the year on the assist by Peter Henkhaus.
And it seems like Marquette is getting a little more success at the face-off X. That's something they didn't have early on. Jacksonville had the first 3 face-off wins. The previous 3, or the 3 after that, went to Marquette. Now one to Jacksonville. But it's easier to get some momentum when at least you start out with the ball and you aren't trying to cause a turnover.
So Evan Tyler gets it over successfully. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Valley Fields. The Dome at Valley Fields, I guess I should say.
I think our viewers might be able to tell,
I figured,
Dan, that
but
we're in a dome.
I had to make sure they knew. 1:55 remaining in the first. Evan Tyler gets it. He's defended by Granger. Spins, goes back right. Shot saved by Holzman.
Another great save by Holzman, a player that Galloway saw also when he was at Bellarmine before he transferred to Marquette. So a very familiar person in the Jacksonville scouting report.
Marquette successfully clears. McClelland draws a double, and he'll give it away. Cowan has it now.
Oh, he just about got mauled there and lost control.
Turnover by Devin Cowan. You have to wonder if at some point Marquette's going to switch it out. Yep, they are. Cowan's going to come off. Garrett Moya will be the new attackman for Marquette, along with Patterson and Fazio.
And a lot on the shoulders of Devin Cowan so far this season.
It's already 2 turnovers by Cowan. Shot clock basically unplugged as there's 48 seconds on the game clock and 49 on the shot clock. So
about a 2-second difference.
Jump shot saved.
Altman,
Porcel picks up the grounder.
Another big save there, his 4th of the day.
Krzyzewski gives it up to Fazio. And now Stegman gets it. Under 20. And Marquette going to take a timeout. So Marquette takes a pause with 17.5 to go here in the first quarter. 4-2 is the score. Marquette leads.
Lacrosse fans,
and now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Amy Galashewski. Amy, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Dan. Marquette is no stranger to Jacksonville. Their first face-off dates all the way back to 2013 when Marquette was just starting its program. So Jacksonville got those wins in 2013 and 2014. However, Marquette has locked down the last 4. And actually, exactly 1 year ago, Marquette defeated Jacksonville 14-12. But we're dealing with a completely different Jacksonville team this year. Coach Stimmels said yesterday that they have a complete team with an athletic defense, and they know how to ensure their style of play. So it'll definitely be a challenge for Marquette, but it should be a fun one. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Amy, and she's completely right. Marquette is facing a very experienced and different Jacksonville team than last year. Even though they return a lot of their offensive personnel, their defense is different, especially with the addition of Colin Hinton who was originally set to go to Maryland, transferred to Anne Arundel Community College, and then found his way to Jacksonville as a transfer. They've kind of switched around their defensive personnel. Their midfielders have changed a little bit as far as who's an LSM, who's the short stick D-midi. Hayden Levangie, Troy Hettinger, they've kind of rotated between LSM and short stick. So this is a team for Jacksonville that even though they have a lot of experience on the offensive end, their defense kind of switches personnel a little bit. So it is different than last season.
It is. And it really, also other thing Amy was saying about how they can set their system and force you to play like them. That could be a big difference here later on.
15 seconds to go. Henkhouse coming around, gives it to Fazio. 10 on the clock. McClelland for Moya. Garrett Moya shoots. It goes wide. 3.7. Jacksonville
you like
bench.
the aggressiveness, just not the execution.
The Jacksonville bench was screaming 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that threw him off, I guess. Looking up top
The
for
old
Kirshner.
false trick, or false clock trick.
And that pass goes awry. So Marquette can't tally one at the end of the quarter. But at the end of the first quarter, Marquette trails Jacksonville 4-2. Goals for Jacksonville, 3 from Griner and 1 from Evan Tyler on the assist from Griner. So Griner already with 4 points on the day. Marquette's only goals came from Garrett Moya and Connor McClelland. So some veteran leadership taking hold today. And 15 more minutes to play before halftime comes. John, what does Marquette need to do in order to fight their way back here?
It really goes down to they haven't been playing consistent, clean lacrosse. They also, you had those early face-off wins, then it tapered off. Then they had some more success later on in the quarter. You have to play a complete quarter, 4 complete quarters against a team like Jacksonville. Otherwise, you're down 4-2.
That's exactly what Coach Stimmel has been saying the entire season. He said, we need to play a complete 4 quarters. I mean, against Cleveland State, it was a good first quarter and then a good second half, but they didn't play a good second quarter, and that's what doomed them. Against Bellarmine, it was a good first quarter, and maybe you could say it was a fine second quarter, but the second half was god-awful. So you look at that.
Just barely held on to that.
Yes, exactly.
One.
So you look at it, and Marquette has not even come close to playing a full game just yet. They need to put 4 good quarters together, and if they're able to have a good second quarter and then they're able to come back with a good game plan in the second half, that changes things.
And I think they benefited from the fact that even though this was not their finest quarter ever, at least they had the benefit that they're only down 2 from it. There are a couple key plays where, okay, if this thing goes different, if that thing goes different, it could be a 5-1, 6-1 game.
Right.
4-2, all things considered, it could be a lot worse right now for the Golden Eagles.
Once again, Dan Abington, John Steppe here at Valley Fields. Marquette trails Jacksonville 4-2 here entering the second quarter. Marquette, same defensive personnel. It's Holzman in the cage with Mason Woodward, Zach Granger, and P.J. Cox. A freshman, a redshirt sophomore, and a senior. The attack still the same. Cowan gets back out there instead of Moya. Patterson and Fazio are the other 2. Lardy and Hallam on the wings. Washington at the face-off X. Cowan was talked about glowingly by Coach Galloway yesterday. He said that kid is really good. He adds to this Marquette team by a whole lot.
Dimension really to that offense. And it's a Jacksonville coach that has seen this Marquette team play a lot, noticed a lot of similarities between how he plays and how I should say Stimmel plays and how Amplo plays, but that one difference being the emergence of the freshman Devin Cowan.
A hold was called against Giovinco, so it'll be Marquette possession, trying to make it 4-3 right here. First midfield line out there. Henkhouse going around the crease. McClelland has the short stick. He gets his way past Deacon. Shot saved by Adam Baker.
Not a bad shot at all.
Not a bad one, but not the best.
No.
Could have gotten a better one if you waited a little longer in the shot clock, but you'll take that, especially from Connor McClelland.
Also, credit to Adam Baker in goal for Jacksonville. First start since sophomore year.
That ball heading to the corner. Who's going to get there? Oh, it's awarded to Evan Tyler in Jacksonville. P.J. Cox tried to get there, but he couldn't. Shot. Is it in or is it a crease violation? It's a goal.
Jacksonville knew right away that was a goal.
They did, but it looked like somebody got their knee in the crease at least. So I thought that maybe officials were going to wave it off. But another goal for Jacob Greiner.
And he's just having a day right here.
You think?
I don't know what Marquette needs to do to stop him, but whatever they're currently doing is not working.
Jake Richard not happy over on the sideline. And you can't really blame him. His team now down 5-2, 14:01 left here in the first half.
I mean, he's pretty much had an engraved invitation to the crease.
So Giovinco and Washington at the X. Pretty quiet in here, Steppy.
It is. This sellout crowd maybe a little shocked.
A hold is called against Washington. That was a little bit of a late call. He makes his way off, and Marquette gets the defensive personnel on the field.
Not really much to cheer about since that early Garrett Moya goal.
Right. That was really the only time when Marquette has looked the better team today.
It's almost like Jacksonville took a while to get acclimated here, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got this.
Winston fires one wide. Backup is there. Ventruzzelli, no rollback, even though he did that exact move.
Didn't hear that so well.
Woodward defending Dolan. Draws Krzyzewski. Richard thought there was a moving screen there. Dolan, defended by Krzyzewski, back at X.
Great defense here from Krzyzewski.
Good slide by Granger. Drosos has Hallam, up top to Winston. Tyler, 15 seconds on the clock. Tyler draws a slide, turnover.
Great defense right there by Jacob Hallam.
Big ground ball pickup by Mason Woodward. Great awareness by the freshman to make that play.
And just like that, like turning on a light switch, Marquette has some life again.
Orsini at the top, defended by Tyler. Gives it to Kirshner. Kirshner gets it back to X. Cowan's there. Defended by Colin Hinton. Orsini. They've got Tyler stuck on the field. Fazio. Jordan Young on him.
Really nice defense here from Jacksonville. Nice stick check there, too.
Kirshner took a stick to the face. That one was tipped. It'll be Marquette possession still. 25 on the shot clock. And that will be a Jacksonville timeout as the ball went out of possession, and they were able to call a timeout.
And really credit to this Jacksonville defense. They have locked down. It looked like Marquette was about to go on a run, get some momentum. They had a few plays kind of bounce their way. But here, Marquette's just not finding anything here.
So now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Amy Galoszewski, once again. Amy, take it away.
Dan, you've been talking a lot about the emergence of Devin Cowan and also Chris Kirshner, and Marquette has been really lucky this year with the recruiting class of freshmen. Coach Simmel said yesterday that the process of trying to get better every week, that they keep trying to do that. So Devin Cowan leads the team in assists this season. He has 3 already, and Chris Kirshner scored the game-winning goal against Cleveland State earlier this season, which is exactly what you want to see from these new players. So Coach Simmel said yesterday all they have to do is just stay level-headed and take every day as a new day. And so we'll see what else they can contribute today, but I'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Amy. And John, you and I were talking to Coach Simmel last week before the game against Bellarmine, and he was telling us about Cowan and Kirshner, and he said neither of these guys play like freshmen.
No.
Cowan has so much talent on the offensive end. Kirshner has the confidence that really only upperclassmen have.
And part of the reason why is because sometimes as a freshman, Simmel is saying, you don't quite realize that this is a game.
Right.
It kind of feels like a glorified practice in Simmel's words. You're seeing both of those players play with the confidence as if it was literally just a glorified practice.
Right. They're just playing because they know how to play. They're simply doing what they know how to do. They're not getting in their own heads too much. And sometimes that's a good mindset, sometimes it's bad, but take that as you will.
And that's followed like the season. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Henkhouse. Defended by Levangie. Flag is thrown. So Marquette's going to go man up, but they have a free possession right here. Henkhouse took a stick to the face.
The official got some good hang time there on that flag throw.
Dixon Smith knocks that pass down, and Marquette going man up.
Maybe this is Marquette's chance finally to break through.
Penalty goes against number 50, Hayden Levangie. That's a minute slashing penalty for the redshirt senior.
A player that last year, team captain, they had 2 ground balls, 3 caused turnovers.
So Marquette has their usual man-up unit. Stegman, Cowan, Fazio, Patterson, Moya, and McClellan. McClellan on the inside. Cowan shoots and scores. Devin Cowan goes low. Fist pump afterwards.
It's almost like he was hearing Amy and was like, okay, I need to prove her point and score a goal right now.
So Marquette brings it back to 5-3. 10:54 to go here in the second quarter. Cowan fires one in from the outside. Penalty will be released.
And already 4 goals this season for the freshman Devin Cowan. I don't know if anyone was expecting him to do this well. Simmel said that he's been making plays since he got here, but I don't know if he thought 4 goals through the second quarter of the third game.
The freshman out of the Hun School in Princeton.
Somewhat near
impact.
your neck of the woods,
Very
Dan.
much near my area. He actually knows one of my friends from high school.
It's a small world,
isn't it? Lardy gets his stick batted out of his hand. A violation going to be called against Marquette.
Not really much he could have done.
No. Washington hustles off. Luke Anderson going to come on. Crease violation. Jack Dolan was in the crease there.
Not a very common mistake right there from Jacksonville. But maybe a few of these unforced errors is what Marquette needs.
Not a good pass from Corsell.
No.
Ground ball being scrapped for now. Hallam going for it. Mitchell picks it up. And it'll be a Jacksonville possession.
That fight for the ground ball will not be in any art museum anytime soon.
Yeah, that was not pretty. That's a bad possession from Marquette.
Yes.
Can't have that happen. Corsell's got to make a smarter choice there. Corsell's now in for P.J. Cox on close defense. Jack Cleary in as the second LSM for the Golden Eagles.
And you really have to love the versatility that Anthony Corsell provides. You can play short stick midfielder, long stick, defenseman, you name it, he can pretty much play it.
Right. Last year he transitioned to play short stick simply as a testament to his athleticism. This year, back to his natural long pole, and he's an LSM. He can play up top, or he can go back down low and be a close defender. About as versatile as it gets. Dolan, defended by Woodward.
Whatever the lacrosse equivalent of utility infielder, that's Anthony Corsell.
10 seconds on the shot clock. McKenna. Haven't heard his name very much. Gets a screen. He gets tripped up. Ball on the ground. Shot clock violation.
Great defense right there from the Golden Eagles. Look up great defense in the dictionary, and there's video of that play.
Good team defense, especially. Ryan Granger controlling the substitution box. Older brother of Zach. Undergraduate assistant.
Many brotherly connections.
Very, very many throughout the Marquette lacrosse program.
With a third Thompson coming along the way.
Hudson coming in next season.
After already having...
Kirshner gets a pass from Stegman. He shoots and he scores. It's a 1-goal game.
And somebody at Stimmel said earlier this season keeps his head down and goes to work every day. Has that quiet confidence about him. Right there, you saw that quiet confidence on display.
It was all of a sudden, it didn't even look like Marquette was trying to get it inside. All of a sudden, Stegman feeds it in to his line mate, and Kirshner fires one past Adam Baker.
And all of a sudden, now it's a 1-goal game.
It was kind of just Stegman looking inside. Good eyes upfield. Saw that his man was open, and then Kirshner hit the turnaround.
And it looks like the Jacksonville bench is in a little bit of disbelief here. Much quieter there than earlier on.
Right. Coach Galloway talking to Zach Deacon, the short stick D-midi. Jared Hirschman out there facing off for Marquette now. He scored his first goal in practice yesterday. Flag is thrown. Krzyzewski picks up the ground ball.
There.
He's getting hounded. Gets it over to Moe Lardy. Lardy with a chance. He's going inside. He got it poked away.
Great positioning right there for Moe Lardy.
What I really want to talk about is that play by Max Krzyzewski. He had 3 guys on him. He got bodied by Andrew Mitchell.
And he somehow still got the pass off.
And he just chucks it over to Moe Lardy. That's a great, great play by the first-year midfielder.
And it's very easy to get in a little bit of a shock, like, oh, shoot, where can I go? But really poised, finds the open man.
Marquette goes man up as the penalty goes against Hayden Levangie. So Marquette man up, same unit as earlier. Patterson for Stegman. Now over to Cowan. Always got to watch out for Holden Patterson up at the top. He's got a huge rip from the outside with the left. Inside to McClelland. That was too easy. Devin Cowan just fed it through 5 guys to the senior, Connor McClelland, and the box lacrosse player easily puts one past Baker. It is a 5-5 game.
How do you leave Connor McClelland that open?
That's what happens when you're down a man. You can't guard everybody. Even if you're in the zone, you stretch it out to guard Cowan. Patterson's on the other side. You need to stretch to guard him. And McClelland just kind of sneaks in behind you, and he's right on the crease.
That's not the guy to let sneak past you,
No,
though.
Definitely not. But there's nobody on that man-up unit that you want to leave open. You got Fazio, Moya, Cowan, Patterson. That is a...
Pick your poison.
Right. That's a really strong man-up unit for the Golden Eagles.
And all of a sudden, it's a tied game.
7:16 on the clock, and it is 5-5. Hirschman back out at the X.
And really credit to Marquette taking high accuracy shots here. Out of their 13 shots, 9 on goal. Compare that to Jacksonville, 16 shots, 8 on goal.
Giovinco. Ground ball now. Anderson comes up with it. Luke Anderson coming down. He got it checked away. Another Marquette bad decision in transition. Evan Tyler now gives it up to Dolan. Dolan gets past Corsell. Save made by Holzman. It goes wide. I believe Corsell's going to head to the box. Yep, white 10 slash.
Man, you might as well be officiating this one, Dan.
Well, you saw the flag go up.
Yes.
And then white 10 slash.
Right there.
So Anthony Corsell has a minute for slashing. Marquette's first penalty of the day. Corsell kind of had to in order to make sure Dolan didn't get to the net completely unmarked. So that's going to happen. 6:48 left here, and Marquette's man down unit out there now. It's Lardy, Woodward, Cox, and Granger, and Hallam is the short stick in the middle.
This isn't exactly an offense that you want to be playing man down either.
No, they are lethal. Tyler for Dolan. Winston now, defended by Lardy. Back up to Dolan. It's picked off.
What a great play by Jacob Hallam.
Lardy tipped that one, and then Hallam gets his stick right in the way. He gets doubled. Ground ball picked up by Jacksonville. Shot high and wide.
There was no way that Jacob Hallam was going to get through that one.
No, he had 4 guys on him. That's a great ride. Tyler up to Dolan. Back to Tyler, looking inside. PJ Cox, great defense. Marquette back to full. Logan Crines coming in. Marquette kills the penalty successfully. Great work by the man down unit.
Finally, the sellout crowd has something to cheer about.
Winston, defended by Logan Crines. Winston gets the better of that matchup. Shot was blocked.
Really, the quickness of Winston.
Back up by Mason Woodward, went full out there. He dove and gets that possession from Marquette. Back to you, John. But I had to say that one as it happened.
Incredible play right there. Very much worth the interruption there.
So Marquette has a chance to go up. 60 seconds on the shot clock. 5 minutes remaining on the game clock. Dan Abington, John Steppe here on Marquette University Television. Pass up top for Moya. Moya. He's got a man open at the top. Gives up to Patterson. Patterson going inside, gives it to McClelland. McClelland. Oh, great takeaway by Mitchell, the assistant captain. Tosses it back behind him.
Almost like taking candy from a baby right there.
Marquette has their offensive midfielder stuck out there. Shot saved by Holzman. The cage was open, but Woodward with the impressive ground ball.
And nice job by Holzman just getting his leg on that one. That one has to hurt.
Sometimes that's all it takes when you're a goalie. Just get some part of your body on it. Granger has to get it away.
That's why I'm glad that it's him in there and not me.
Marquette's offsides. I don't blame him. A hold goes against Jacksonville. What just happened?
It looked like his offsides, but never stopped play.
I have legitimately no idea.
And now Jacksonville is a man down.
It should easily have been offsides. Marquette had only 3 guys on the defensive end. Is Marquette going to go man up? Was the flag thrown?
That's what it's looking like, but a little bit of deliberation here between the officials.
I really don't know how they don't call that offsides.
And now here comes the flag.
Let's see what it is. Oh, wow. 2 30-second fouls.
Both on Jacksonville.
One against Jack Heed, the other against Lukovic. Huh.
And it looks like Galway is trying to make his case.
I don't know why Heed is still on the field. Why is Jack Heed allowed on the field if he just had a penalty?
Seems like confusion abound
Yeah,
here.
Heat's coming off. I don't know how that could. Okay, well, regardless, I don't understand how those calls are made, but Marquette goes 30 seconds against Reed for interference, and then a 34. What was the penalty against 34? It was a hold. 30-second hold. So 2 30-second penalties against Jacksonville. Marquette is out 6-on-4 right now.
The interference was
but
clear.
yeah.
Was what the official was trying to tell the Jack.
Very bad. You're up 2. Errant pass. Happened.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist.
Use STEM to build, create,
She did it.
and change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Welcome back to Valley Fields. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but middle of the second quarter, well, tail end of the second quarter here, a minute 40 to go here in the first half. It is 5-5. Marquette will be on the offensive as the Golden Eagles just called a timeout with 1:40 to go. Marquette going to trot out their normal 6 top midfield unit plus their attackmen. Jacksonville had a shot clock violation on the other end during that commercial break, but hopefully we're able to stay on for the final part of this first half.
Indeed. And really before that, a missed opportunity for Marquette. They were 2 men up. Errant pass. Just about the last thing that you need in a close game like this.
Heed on Hank House. Stimmel thought there should have been a flag thrown, but his arguing is to no avail. Hank House. for McClelland. Defended by Deacon. McClelland trying to go around the crease. He had Hankhouse for a second, but doesn't give it to him. 35 on the shot clock.
This time Jacksonville a little more aware of McClelland.
Minute left. About 30 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Just under 30. 10 seconds on the shot clock. No flag thrown. Marquette gets it inside to Cowan.
Need to do something quickly
4,
here.
3. He's just going to toss it to the corner. 37.3. I said under 30. That was bad. Bad math by Dan. Oh, well.
That's why you're majoring in journalism and not math.
Stop it. We use that one too often.
Too bad.
Evan Tyler now.
First one of the year.
Ooh, ooh. Fazio caught him in the face. That probably should have been a flag, but no call. 15 seconds.
Certainly no complaints from the Marquette bench.
7. Winston, defended by Luke Anderson. Goes right. 2 seconds. 1 shot. Save John Holzman. And guess what? You can wipe away the entire 30 minutes of play because we head into halftime tied 5-5 after Marquette really struggled in that first quarter. They were trailing 4-2 after the first. And then the second quarter comes around, 3-1 Marquette run, and halftime 5-5.
And it really seems to be a big difference is the fact that early on, Jacksonville just dominated possession. Now it's a little more balanced. Defense has a chance to rest. Also, credit to Jacksonville on that last play. They had a really good look there.
They did.
Winston drew the double. They pass it off. A pretty good shot. Marquette, though, gets away with it. Tied. New half. Might as well just start fresh.
So, halftime about 10 minutes long. We'll be coming back closer to the start of the second half, but we're going to take a quick break here on Marquette University Television. When we get back, we'll have the second half of action between the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Jacksonville University Dolphins, so stay tuned.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist.
Use STEM to build, create,
She did it.
and change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go!
What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Big holes is the ice in your nightcap. Get you what you're binding on by the night lamp. We don't discriminate. We just want you to participate. It takes two to tango. Now what the day go to say that same old, same old, old same. We done switched it up like a plain clothes. 5 old, 12, same code, my flow.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your Marquette Golden Eagles.
Welcome back to Valley Fields. I'm Dan Evanston alongside John Steppe here as Marquette Men's Lacrosse and Jacksonville University all tied up at 5 here after one half. It was really a tale of two quarters there in the first as Jacksonville popped out to an early 4-1 lead. Then it was 4-2 at the end, and Marquette kind of storms back there in that second quarter, John. They went on a 3-1
with also
run.
a couple breaks.
Right. But overall, better second quarter for Marquette. You need to continue that momentum here.
Exactly, and Marquette caught a few breaks there.
They certainly did.
And it's a tied game. They should be happy with that. They can't rely on those same breaks, though, in the third and the fourth quarter. There were a couple plays there. I mean, even at the end, Jacksonville's shot to end the half was probably as good of a missed shot as they had. You have to take advantage of those opportunities if you're Jacksonville, and they will start taking advantage of those. So it's on to Marquette. Can they get somebody beyond Connor McClellan to really step up?
Jacksonville, 4 goals so far from freshman Jacob Greiner. Evan Tyler has the other one. Their goalkeeper, Adam Baker, 5 goals allowed, 4 saves. For Marquette, on the other hand, John Holzman, 5 goals allowed, 5 saves. McClellan has 2 goals, and then 1 each from Cowan, Moya, and Chris Kirshner. So, John, looking to the second half, what do you think is going to be the key for Jacksonville if they want to head out of Milwaukee with a W?
Well, a lot of things they need to fix. One thing that I specifically heard Coach Galloway mention in his halftime discussion is the need to, when they are a man down, or in one case, when they're 2 men down, they need to be able to rotate better. They haven't done it well. You had the situation where McClellan was wide open. Nobody same zip code as him. It's hard to win games when you make mistakes like that.
I mean, hopefully, if you're Jacksonville, you don't go man down at all, because that means that there's penalties. But you do need your man down defense to be stronger, because obviously you don't want to go man down in the first place, because that is not a good situation. But if you do have to, you're going to need to rotate.
Yes.
So that's a very good observation made by you there, John.
Thank you. Well, it was really made by the Jacksonville coaching
but
staff.
you observed the huddle. Very good work.
Thank you, Dan.
So Marquette, same offense, same defense, only difference from the opening faceoff, Jared Hirschman at the X instead of Thomas Washington. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, same defense, same offense, same guys on the wing, and can you guess? Same faceoff. Jacksonville not switching it up too much. Hayden Levangie and Troy Hettinger.
Hirschman had maybe the highlight of practices in his Marquette lacrosse career yesterday. Scored a goal.
First time that's ever happened, according to his teammates and coaches. Coach Poilon asked, you guys got that on video? You're going to want to keep that one around.
We wish we got that on video. It's funny, one teammate just said, okay, cancel the game.
Yeah, that was Connor Campbell. It was like, all right, practice is over, game's canceled. Hirsch scored.
Well, the many fun moments of a Friday game, day before game practice.
Moya. Looks like he was held, but no call. Hankhouse defended by Hettinger. He's going to the crease. He shoots. He scores.
Like a hot knife through butter, just blitz through the Jacksonville defense.
The goal is official. Looked for a second like they might call a crease violation, but Hankhouse was absolutely in the air when he shot it and when it went and hit the twine. 6-5, Marquette leads as Hankhouse gets his first goal of the day.
And first lead since 1-0 when they got a quick goal, that time from the stick of Garrett Moya.
The key here.
A little bit of deja vu here.
Yeah, right. But the key for Marquette here, don't allow a goal in the next possession.
No.
Either win this face-off or play strong team defense on the other end. You can't let Evan Tyler get an easy goal the way he did earlier.
And really, when that happened, that set the tone for the rest of the first quarter.
Giovinco and Hirschman fighting for it. Hold against Hirschman. Hirschman digs his way off.
Now can they play that great team defense that you were talking about, Dan?
We'll see. We'll see. The defense has certainly gotten better as the game has gone along.
And this might be as much of a test defensively for the Golden Eagles as they have had this season, especially with that lethal midfield that Jacksonville has.
I mean, Jeremy Winston has been exposing every short stick matchup he's had today. Even though he hasn't scored yet, he's blown by Logan Crines a couple times, Luca Anderson once.
And
Marquette's
other
gonna need to
times
figure
he's
it out.
been forcing the double team, leaving other really lucrative possibilities for shots.
Winston gets it back. Defended by Woodward. Goes left. Kicks it out to McKenna. Going to need to regroup up at the top. Evan
Winston
Tyler.
might as well be a AAA member because he's been just about everywhere on the field.
That one was good.
Thank you.
Dolan goes right. A wall of defenders is there. Gets it up to Drosos. And Alec Drosos squeaks one past John Holzman. It is a tie game again, 6-6.
And they needed that great team defense. Instead, they get a goal. Question is this, like in the first half, a start of a Jacksonville run? If that's the case, it's hard to picture Marquette being able to pull another fourth quarter comeback here.
What happened there was they had it right near the crease, so Marquette collapsed their defense, and then Drosos out on the outside, easily able to sting the corner, get it past Johnny Holzman. 6-6, 13:04 remaining here in the third quarter.
And outside of that, a pretty good day for Holzman.
Violation by Giovinco.
Before that, it was 5 goals allowed, 5 saves.
Granger slamming his stick on the ground, not happy with that last defensive possession. Kirshner going in on Levangie to Cowan. Cowan defended by Hinton. That goes up to Stegman. Stegman's got the short stick. Orsini shoots. He scores. Anthony Orsini.
Maybe a little bit of the 2018 Anthony Orsini right there, and Marquette could certainly use it today.
Orsini started the day he got to campus at attack. Last season, he didn't. And this year, out of the second midfield, Orsini has provided an important veteran leadership, especially on the second midfield line, where he's got 2 freshmen with him.
And it's really important for those players like Orsini, like McClellan, to really provide that veteran presence because there aren't as many juniors and seniors for them to turn to.
So it'll be another face-off here between Hirschner and Giovinco. 12:30 left. And already 3 goals combined here in this third quarter. Giovinco shoots, save Holzman. Ground ball, big ground ball right here, right in front of the crease. Holzman comes up with it.
Another great play by Holzman. He's getting his work in today.
Corsell, the long stick. He's got nobody on him now. Corsell for Hallam. Gonna need to slow down. Take it back out. You're doubled.
Jack Heed just slipped on that one. You don't see that every day.
Marquette gonna get their defensive personnel off. And a turnover.
He was pretty much mauled.
Deacon can't handle it. Ball bounced right into his chest. So a confusing sequence of substitutions here for Marquette.
They
had their
3 bounces there in the process.
Marquette got their offense on. Then the offense came off, defense came on. And defense came off, offense came on.
It's almost like you need a chart to keep track.
Patterson will get on that ground ball. Running the substitution box is not easy.
No.
And especially for an undergraduate assistant like Ryan Granger to run it, that's a lot of responsibility to put on him.
And Simmel has talked a lot about trusting his young players, trusting his young staff as well.
Moya with a lot of pressure. Oh, he can't get it off fully.
That was a pretty good look right there.
I don't know how he kept that in his cross for as long as he did.
And he gets a little bit of a breather after that one.
He's a big guy, too.
Just barely got
Yeah,
that
right.
one across.
Winston just ever so slightly able to get it over. Now numbers for the Dolphins. Cowan's going to come off. Stegman's going to replace him, at least for now. Tyler. Defended by Woodward. Good defense by Woodward to get in the right spot.
Woodward, another of those younger players stepping up into a role that you typically expect from an upperclassman.
Henkhaus is caught on the field here. Dolan draws the slide. Winston, defended by Woodward. Woodward pushing him off. Woodward, a natural lefty, able to push him away. Tyler with Henkhaus on him. Gets a screen, shoots, he scores. Evan Tyler.
Screen, huge right
gave
there.
Him as much space as he needed.
That is exactly how you draw that one up. Perfect execution.
I believe it was Griner that set the screen. Tyler had Henkhaus on him.
A tired Henkhaus, too.
Yeah, very tired after just playing on offense, then on the clear, or then on the ride, I should say. And then he was stuck on as a D-mid. It's a tough life as a midfielder, especially as an offensive midfielder, when you have to go back and play a little bit of defense, too. Henkhaus clearly gassed.
He'll get now finally a chance to take a few breaths.
It's 7-7, 9:30 left here in the third quarter. T-Wash back out there at the face-off X for Marquette. Oh,
quite the battle here.
It's awarded to Green. That's what the ref says.
That was a next level face-off battle.
That was a
there.
long scrap. Neither player could get the clamp. And a hold called against Washington. Stimmel thought it should have been against Giovinco, but to no avail. Now under 9 minutes to go.
Meanwhile, Stimmel's still making his case.
Yeah. 10 face-offs won by Giovinco today. 7 by Marquette. Winston. Oh, shakes Anderson. He's got an opening.
He almost slipped himself.
He did.
Nice job staying on 2 feet.
Granger stayed with him. McKenna gives it up. Shot. Saved by Holzman.
And right now you see how dynamic of a player Jeremy Winston is. Really makes your defense focus on him, and then other people have the ability to get better looks.
He's so shifty. So incredibly quick. And a lot of times teams are going to put a short stick on him because Evan Tyler draws the long pole.
And the incredible part, too, is Galloway yesterday was saying how he's not necessarily the most athletic player on the team.
I think
he
he
looks
is.
pretty athletic here, but really praised his confidence on the team. I think he has plenty of both.
Tyler shoots one wide.
Nice defense there by Hallam.
Hallam was a regular as a short stick his freshman year, and then last season he was a bit injured, so he didn't play very much other than the first game or so. And this season he's been crucial on that first short stick line. Today he's been the starting short stick D-midi. Oh, that was a good look. Out in front, Woodward comes up with the ground ball. He is a vacuum.
He is. He
The
should
ball-
be on the Dyson vacuum commercials.
The ball comes anywhere near him, and it's in his stick. Oh.
Just as we say that.
Yeah, I should probably take that one back.
But the tenacious defense there.
Oh, Granger picks it off and gets it up to Stegman.
Also, what a play by Woodward, not giving up on that one.
Stegman being held. Flag is thrown.
Both teams are suggesting that's a hold on the other team.
Ryan Granger was confused as to why Garrett Moyer was heading on. And he was like, they threw a flag. We're going man up. This is my time. So that one goes against Colin Hinton.
Key player there for the defense of Jacksonville.
He has made Jacksonville's defense so much stronger after his transfer. Coach Galloway tweeted when they got him as a transfer and said, our defense got a whole lot better today.
Not very often that you can get a player as originally intended to go to Maryland.
Oh, McClelland, who's going to get the ground ball? Fazio gets there in time. It's only 15 seconds left on the penalty. Cowan going to fire one. Oh, that one went high, but that came in hot.
That did. One that I would not want to be on the other side of.
Patterson, big lefty rip, save. Oh, McClellan tried to shoot that one in hockey style.
Almost like he bowled it in.
Back to full strength now as Levangie gets it over. Oh, flag is thrown.
Man, the officials are getting their arm workout in today.
Tossing those flags way up. So they got a free possession here.
And they are taking their time. Certainly have the ability to with 50 seconds on the possession clock.
Tyler. Now to Griner. Fires one inside. Oh, man. That pass rifled inside by Jacob Griner into Drosos.
Griner is just about doing everything today. He is scoring goals. He's setting screens for goals. He's setting up goals with assists.
And in addition, Fazio in the box for a minute for a slash. So Marquette man down right now. Big face-off. Very big face-off, because if Marquette can get this one, then that means that they're not going to have to deal with the man-up unit for Jacksonville. If you're able to win this face-off, successfully get it to your attackman and just keep it away.
Which is not easy against
No, certainly not easy.
So there's no guarantee that even if they win this face-off that happens. Well, the first part happened.
Washington comes up with it. He's hounded by Dolan. Over to Stegman. Stegman, he's going to be doubled.
Great athleticism right here from the Golden Eagles.
He's got help. Great work by Jake Stegman to keep that ball somehow in his stick. I don't know how he did. But
nonetheless, a big difference now for Marquette. 15 seconds on the penalty, so it looks like Marquette's going to survive that man down.
Penalties released. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hank House has it, defended by Deacon. 8-7 is the score. 4:25 remaining in this quarter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hank House goes in, gives up to Stegman. 6 seconds on the clock. Give it out to McClellan. McClellan shoots. That one goes high. He got decked.
That's a tough hit. He gets right back up, though. It's interesting, Galloway mentioned how Marquette has some Canadians like McClelland and then a bunch of players that also play like Canadians. And that's part of the reason why Marquette is such a tough team to play.
McClelland really the only actual Canadian that sees regular time. But they've got players that play like their box cross guys.
A great metaphor there from Galloway.
Last year there were more Canadians with John Wagner, Tanner Thompson. But, you know.
Maybe if you see Keaton Thompson play a little more, you can add another Canadian into the regular mix.
Maybe next year, Hudson Thompson. Oh, great takeaway by Woodward. Ground ball. Holzman gets it. Corsell. in a little bit of trouble.
Need to do something with this quickly.
Got 9 seconds to clear. Oh, that one is coming to us.
And what a catch right there by PA announcer Dan Pfeiffer.
Man, that one came directly at us.
Dan gives the wave to the crowd.
All right.
Maybe going back to Pfeiffer's shortstop days. Second base, I'm corrected.
So 2:35 to go here in the third quarter. It's 8-7 Jacksonville leads. The Dolphins have outscored Marquette 3-2 in this quarter. Still 17 minutes of lacrosse to play, guaranteed. There could be more.
This is looking like a game that maybe could have some free lacrosse at the end.
McKenna has it, defended by Hallam. Marquette in the zone right now. Inside, a cutting grinder. John Holzman
He
saves
does it again.
On the doorstop. Whew. That was major.
That is the type of save you expect from your veteran goalie.
That's the kind of save you need from your veteran goalie. Hankhouse coming down. Gives it to Fazio back at X. A run and stoop, in case you couldn't tell.
I could not figure that one out, Dan. Thank you for that information.
Kirshner, defended by Heed. Gives up to Stegman. Now back to Fazio. Fazio goes right. Turnaround, missed it. Stegman's there for the backup.
Like the idea of that one.
Tried a little shovel shot. I've heard of a shovel pass, but how about a shovel shot?
Gotta get creative sometimes in a close game like this.
They want Hankhouse to get it. Ground ball. Marquette thought there should have been a hold called.
No shortage of physicality with this.
That's for sure.
Game.
Hettinger's going to clear this one easily. Corbett. Corbett's getting off. Winston's coming on. 30 seconds. 8-7 is the score. Looks like Marquette's going to head into the fourth quarter trailing.
Either way, still anybody's game.
Oh, that one hit the chest pad of Holzman.
Could hear that from all the way over here.
Woodward's got Kirshner. Up, picked off. 6 seconds. Shoots. Wow. Holzman.
What a save again.
3 gigantic saves towards the tail end of that third quarter.
Might as well just call him John Catch Everything Holzman.
I don't like that nickname, I'm going to be honest. And now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Amy Galszewski. Amy, what do you got for us?
People that they lost, were on defense. So Marquette is definitely struggling with that this year. But when we talked to Coach Simmel yesterday, he said he isn't really worried. He says he has Granger, Cox, Woodward, and Corsell. And yeah, they may be young, but they're a unit without a lot of ego. And they rely on each other in the system that they created. So they will be very crucial in securing a Marquette victory heading into this fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Amy. Yeah, this defense for Marquette, it is a really talented unit, even though it's so young. They've got Woodward as their main. He's been the top defender all season long. And then you add in Zach Granger, who is just absolutely a menace out there. P.J. Cox, kind of the glue guy. He struggled at times this season, and Corsella stepped in his place. But it's a tenacious unit.
It is. And you really see that energy, that playing free like it's a glorified practice really going into effect. And it makes a big difference. They've won some games that they probably weren't expected to win, being picked 5th out of 6 in the Big East preseason poll.
It's kind of a defense that's been thrown together because Woodward, obviously a freshman, Granger, a converted LSM who sat out all of last season with a leg injury, and then PJ Cox was the defender on the man down units last year. He was the long pole that entered the games. So it's kind of a unit that's been just kind of, hey, get out there together. Let's see what you can do. And so far this year, they've played pretty well together. They've gelled pretty quickly.
The challenge is just adding that consistency, but that's going to happen with time. This is still a very young team. Still a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores.
And it helps when you have a veteran goalkeeper between the pipes like Holzman, a vocal leader back there who's dependable.
And somebody that you'll still have another year. So as this program builds, Holzman will get to see a little more of it.
Washington wins this face-off. Hold is called against Giovinco.
An otherwise outstanding day for Giovinco. 10 face-offs won compared to Marquette's 8.
I don't know if I would go with outstanding. He's done a good job.
It's gotten the job done.
He hasn't been.
I don't know if you'd be expecting him to have a 15-3 advantage.
Big save by Adam Baker on the shot from range by Anthony Orsini. He tried to go low, and it was saved. Orsini's now caught on defense, too. Granger defending McKenna. Does so successfully.
McKenna's been a little quiet.
Orsini still caught on the field, defending Hettinger.
You have to think that McKenna could be one of those players that steps up in the fourth quarter.
Winston fired one that went wide. Dolan, nobody on him, but he didn't have an angle.
It's incredible that Winston hasn't had a goal yet, considering his 6 shots.
Oh, another save by Holzman. Anderson picks up the loose ball. Man, Holzman has been dominant in the past couple possessions. He's seeing the ball well today.
And you have to think how much different this game would be if it was not for John Holzman.
Henkhaus gets tripled. Oh, he's getting mauled. Ground ball right in front of us.
I don't think there's anything he could have done with that.
Big ground ball here. Corsell has it. He got bodied. No cross check called.
Nice pickup by Woodward.
Oh, man, that was a scrap. Marquette's still going to need to clear it. Anderson to Max Krzyzewski, and it's over half. Oh! I take that back.
Last long.
Deacon takes it away. Deacon pulls up. It goes wide. Holzman with the backup. Oh, man.
He's doing everything today.
Both teams' midfielders have got to be gassed.
And that is the benefit of Stimmel rotating a lot of guys in and out of those midi positions.
Krzyzewski. Deacon. Finally over to Stegman, and we might have some settled offense here. I don't know. Haven't seen that recently.
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster one here.
Orsini. Now they've got a man down as Deacon had his stick shattered by Orsini on the bull dodge.
It is not a good day to be a lacrosse stick.
No. Orsini, he's only listed at 6 foot, but if you had told me he was 6'2", I would have believed you. He is an intimidating midfielder. He's a different style player than Henkhaus or McClelland.
As that lacrosse stick just found out.
Fazio. Back at X, 11:50 remaining on the clock. Now to Stegman. Marquette down 1. Been a back-and-forth game. Stegman gets lit up. Oh, then he gets. Marquette gets the ground ball anyway, but the referee was going to call.
Great timing and great placement there for Kirshner.
They reset the shot clock. So Marquette gets a fresh 80.
Be a much different situation right now if Kirshner was not in the right place at the right time.
Moya going inside. Orsini. Patterson. Holden Patterson hasn't scored yet today. He's got Lukovic.
Despite all that excitement from his finance exam.
Maybe he didn't practice enough yesterday. Who knows? School comes first.
Always important to remember, Dan.
Moya. He's got Hettinger. 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Galloway signaling for that bench noise. We were thinking the same thing at the same time there, Dan.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Moya initiating from X. Defended by Hettinger. Inside. Patterson shoots one wide. Backup is there. Garrett Moya. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Moya's going to have to toss this one into the corner.
Great defense right there to make that happen. Especially Troy Hettinger right there at the end guarding Moya.
A couple of these guys for Jacksonville's defense are just gassed right now.
Practically need oxygen tanks over here on the sideline.
Squirting some water on the top of their heads. That's Jordan Young, Pennsylvania native. His brother actually went to my high school.
Man, Dan, you have all the connections here with St. Joe's Prep. Newborough and Eisenhower did not have a lacrosse team.
Shocker.
Still a sport building popularity here in Wisconsin.
Marquette, a good place to start on that as Evan Tyler gets past Logan Crines and puts one past John Holzman.
He made that one look easy.
9-7 is the score with 9:14 to go.
And Holzman has been just about stopping everything in sight. You knew at some point something was going to get through, and you saw it right there.
There's only so much a goalie can do. I mean, these offensive players train their whole careers to get a ball past a goalie.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's only so much that a goalkeeper can do in those situations.
Especially when he's had to be of use so much lately.
Only 3 players have scored for Jacksonville. That's Greiner with 4 goals, Tyler with 3, and Drosos with 2.
The incredible thing is that Winston hasn't scored yet, despite being just about everywhere. The AAA member, as I mentioned earlier.
He's created so many chances.
And he's had a number of good looks where if this game, couple things go differently, he'd have a couple goals too.
Big ground ball right here. Giovinco finally gets it. Hounded. Anderson comes up with it. Anderson goes to the ground. He still has it in his cross. Corsell trying to pick it up. And finally, Hayden Levangie going to slow it down.
It might have been the 4th of July by the time that ended.
Whew. That is not a fun situation when you're a wing on that face-off. You are just getting pushed and not fun.
No.
But these guys live for it. When you're a D-Midi or an LSM, you love getting put on the wings.
It's interesting. One drill we saw Marquette run, something at least I haven't seen before from a lacrosse team, is they had PVC pipes set up about 3 feet up, and to get players to go low for ground balls, they had to run underneath the PVC pipe, turn around, and fire it into the net.
Oh! Zach Greiner once again. 10-7 is the score as Greiner goes around the crease and puts one past Holzman again. 10-7, 7:51. Marquette's got to do something quick or this game's going to get away.
And it's almost exactly that route as what they did in practice, but here you see this game tipping on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Jacksonville
has the momentum. These Marquette players heading to the sideline just look gassed.
I don't know how you defend Griner. 5 goals on the day. 5.
On 10 shots, too.
And Marquette's mixed up their looks on him. P.J. Cox has been the primary defender against him and hasn't exactly fared greatly.
And the thing, too, is he's also been a distributor, 2 assists.
Right. 7 points for Jacob Griner, the freshman.
So
Washington.
even if you stop him, no guarantee about everybody else.
Washington won the face-off, got it to Devin Cowan. That one was a lot cleaner than the one before.
A nice change of pace there.
Henkhaus going inside, gives it up, trying to get it to Patterson. He can't. Deacon loses his stick, picks it up. Patterson tries to fire it to Moya, but Hettinger's there. Now unsettled. Hettinger, defended by Kirshner, gives it up. They're going to slow it down.
And Hettinger made that look as easy as a Richard Sherman interception.
That was simply right place, right time. Got his stick up there just in the nick of time. There's only 6:40 left on the clock. Marquette down 3. Not impossible, but it's getting less likely.
They need to get the ball further, too.
Right. Dolan inside. Too easy. Brett Riley right on the doorstep. Past Holzman. 6:28 to go, and it is an 11-7 game. Marquette can feel this one slipping away.
Holzman was able to keep Marquette in this for so long, but at some point, there's only so much a goalie can do against a terrific midfield, against a terrific offense like the Jacksonville Dolphins.
So it's 11-7, 6:28 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's not looking pretty, John.
No, they have to act quickly. They need to get some offense going. And to do that, we'll hear more from our sideline reporter, Amy Galashewski.
Yes, it may be freezing outside, but things are starting to heat up inside for Jacksonville. The score is now 11-7, and there's not much time left for Marquette to come back. There's been a 1-point deficit in the past 2 games that Marquette has played, and they came out with the victory, but things aren't looking too good for them. So we'll see what happens in the last few minutes, but things aren't looking too good for Marquette. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Amy. And yeah, we were talking to Coach Simmel yesterday at practice. And John, you asked him a couple questions about, is there any benefit to playing these 1-goal games?
And he said there are a lot of lessons learned to that, which is really something that you could not ask for anything more for a team with a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and playing in these close games. So then when it comes to Big East play, when it comes to playing Denver, Villanova, all those schools, and it might be close, this isn't a thing that's necessarily going to phase them as much.
Stimmel said, if I could win every game 1-0, I would. Simple as that.
A win is a win.
Right. Doesn't matter how pretty or how ugly it is. You score 1 more goal than the other team, that's all that matters.
It'd be pretty unusual, though, Dan, to see a whole bunch of 1-0s.
It would.
I'm sure Jake Richards would enjoy that one.
Yeah, Jake would love that one.
Amy was referencing the cold weather. Richards actually was telling us yesterday that the first game here in the Dome, another stick broken.
Giovinco down on the ground here in front of us.
Looks like in a lot of pain. Hate to see this.
Levangie not happy.
No.
His stick was broken.
Giovanco eventually gets aside.
He was in major pain on the ground after that face-off. If Jacksonville just lost him, that's bad.
But as Richards was telling us, the first game in the Dome against High Point, the heating broke in the Dome. Not much heating here, but enough that it was so cold without it that the water bottles froze.
And he said High Point wasn't even, they didn't bring any sweats. They were like, oh, we're playing inside. We don't need to bring anything. But
that's a cold mistake to make.
Oh, Kirshner from the outside. Big lefty shot. That's one way to get yourself back in the game.
And just as Marquette really needed a goal, he delivers.
Nathan Kapp is coming on now as the face-off guy, with Giovinco being worked on over here on the sideline.
And not an easy time to just get thrown into the mix, especially for the 5'11 freshman, actually from Verona, Wisconsin.
Is that anywhere near here?
Trying to remember my Wisconsin geography for you, Dan. I believe that's the Madison area.
Okay. So near my man Matt Yazel.
Yes. I believe.
If you're wrong, then half of our listeners are going to stop listening.
If anyone is listening and knows where Verona is, if it's not in the Madison area, feel free to tweet at me at JSteppy1.
Washington got hacked right there. And it's going to be Jacksonville possession. Kapp with a great trail check. Popped it out of the head of his stick. And now Jacksonville has possession. Under 5 minutes to go. 11-8 is the score.
And what a great play for Kapp in his home state.
Probably has some fans here.
And I just got a message from the managing editor of the Marquette Journal, Natalie St. Ange, saying that she does know where Verona is. I'm waiting for the second message of where it is.
Oh, Winston, beautiful feed inside, but Riley couldn't finish it. Good defense by Marquette on the doorstep.
Marquette, though, needs to get possession soon. It's hard to score from defense.
Jacksonville's going to waste the clock down as much as they can.
And Natalie, thank you. She says it is indeed in the Madison area.
That was a good guess by you, John.
Thank you.
I don't know where anything is in Wisconsin, so I'm going to be honest. Or
well,
the
it's
Midwest.
helpful to have plenty of Wisconsinites listening to give the assist.
Marquette needs a big clear right here. Anderson, defended by McKenna, and he gets it over. Cowan. 11-8. 3:35 on the clock.
Cowan's done a lot as a freshman. Can he add this?
Saved by Baker.
Not far off from another special moment for the freshman.
Good save by Adam Baker, though.
Baker, a transfer from Mount St. Mary's, has not played since his sophomore year. That game was, the last time was actually against number 1 Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So no stranger to having to step up in a big situation. Marquette maybe not quite at the level yet as Duke was back then.
You would guess. He's only had to make 5 saves on the day. Well, actually 6 with that last one.
And that really speaks to how great Jacksonville has been at maintaining possession. The whole defensive side of the field has not had to do really that much at all.
10 seconds on the shot clock. They're not even going to try to get a shot off here. They're just going to toss it into the corner.
And when you're up 3 with 2 minutes to go, you can afford to do those things. you have to start thinking that this might be a little too much with a little too little time.
Marquette's done it before. The same thing happened against Providence a couple years ago, and Marquette miraculously came up with the win.
They need another miracle, though, here.
1:40 on the clock. Moya gets it into the box. Moya, big lefty rip, goes wide. Backup's there.
Nice backup there by Fazio.
Fazio for Kirshner. Gonna need to move quick. Kirshner goes right, scores. Chris Kirshner goes top shelf.
Freshman stepping up in a big way. That's a move you expect from a junior or a senior, but the freshman delivers.
Holzman out of the cage. Rolfing is in.
Rolfing, actually a videographer from Marquette Athletics.
They do this a lot late in games because he has more energy.
Might as well get a fresh set of legs out there.
Lavangi limping a little bit.
The side effect of a very physical first 3 and almost fourth quarter.
Cap still out there. Washington wins this one. Coming down. Washington shoots. Oh, saved by Baker. Big ground ball right here.
He almost pulled a Hirschman there.
Oh. If Marquette gets that one, it's still absolutely a game.
Instead,
Marquette,
they're going to have to force some turnover here.
Marquette in the 10-man ride. Marquette needs to get the ball as a flag was thrown. Patterson got an unnecessary roughness call.
So now Marquette will be a man down for the rest of this one.
So it's now just a 9-man ride, I guess. So Marquette's going to take a timeout.
I'm not sure if there's anything, though, that Stimmel can draw up at this point. Down a player, down 2, 59 seconds left.
It's worth a try at least.
And it looks like Stimmel is trying to get some clarification on that call.
So only 59.7 to go. 11-9 is the score. Marquette trails Jacksonville. They're going to need to put 2 guys on the ball here, 2 defenders up on the ball. Try to force a turnover as soon as you can. Rolfing will be out of the net. He'll be out of the cage. Try to force a turnover. Get down. Get a shot. Goal. Win the face-off. Come down again.
It really is reliant, though, on getting that turnover as fast as possible.
So it's not impossible, just highly unlikely. If Washington makes that shot coming down, then that changes everything.
Yes. Then they could possibly win the face-off. A likely possibility when you have a freshman on the other side of things.
Major save by Baker was made there.
And that could go down as the play of the game. And you have to think that this is going to be tough for Holden Patterson to watch this one end in a penalty. Considering how quick he is to bring that energy, the enthusiasm from the finance exam.
Marquette gets a turnover. Crines picks it up.
Playing like the game's on the line.
Flag is thrown. It's not over, John. Oh, pass is thrown away. Krzyzewski couldn't get it in time.
And now that's where that flag is really helpful. Keeping possession. Also a fresh possession clock, but that doesn't quite matter anymore.
Literally 0. Goes against Jack Dolan. Hold.
And 30 seconds, but 36.4 remaining. He's essentially done as well.
So it's simply 5-on-5 here. That's all that's going to happen.
Now all of a sudden that Holden Patterson foul doesn't look quite so bad.
It still looks pretty bad.
It doesn't help.
Because if he's on, then you're up, man. You're up a man.
Yes.
It's a man-up situation. But, hey.
It's an even game again.
Nothing you can do about it now. 36.4 to go. 11-9 is the score. If Marquette can get a goal right here, they're going to have their best 5 out there, their best offensive players to be able to put one past Adam Baker. And then there's one more face-off. If Marquette can get a clean win, they're out of timeouts now, but we were just asked what the time on the penalty was, but
I guess we looked that official, Dan.
We're wearing suits. I mean,
yes.
I'm in a suit at least.
I'm
got
in
a pea coat.
Yeah, I have my pea coat prepared for the chilliness of the Valley Fields Dome. Always have to be prepared, Dan.
Oh, yeah. It is cold, to say the least.
My toes will enjoy being back inside.
Might be a while before we get to that moment.
No.
All right, so it's Cowan, Fazio, McClelland, Henkhouse, and Kirshner. Henkhouse gets a pick. Henkhouse rolls back right. Shot goes high. Cowan's there for the backup.
Nice hustle there to back that one up.
Hinton almost got it on the dive out. Hettinger got steamrolled. McClelland shoots. Oh, rings the bar. 15 seconds. Big ground ball.
Be a lot different if that was a couple inches slower.
Kirshner shoots. It goes wide. Dive out. That's Marquette possession. 6.1 to go.
Not sure how much, though, that matters. 2 goals in 6 seconds.
It's taken away by Griffin Corbett. Fires one into the air. And the Jacksonville Dolphins will take an 11-9 victory over the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Just hanging on there. It wasn't necessarily the way that the Jacksonville staff probably wanted that one to go, especially after a really strong first quarter. But in the end, a win is a win, whether it's by 1 or 2 goals or by more. Exactly, Stimmel's wisdom helps Jacksonville here.
So Jacksonville gets 5 goals from Griner, 3 from Tyler, and 2 from Drostos. That was it. Only 3 players scored. Or no, Riley had one. Riley had one as well. My apologies.
I was going to say, wait a second. That only adds up to 10.
But for Marquette, McClellan had 2, and then other than that, it was 7 other players with 1. I mean, there was not too much.
It's not really the way that Marquette would get things done, but it was enough to get the win here at Valley Fields.
Kirshner comes up with the hat trick today for Marquette, the leading scorer.
Scoring goals in the game for Marquette.
Marquette takes a loss in their second home game of the season. Probably their toughest matchup to date. But now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Amy Galoszewski. Amy, what do you got for us?
So Marquette gets their first loss of the season, but Dan, I actually think this loss is really important for them because now it gives them something to build off of. The past 2 games were a little bit too close for comfort, and now it's Marquette who gets the short under the stick this time. So now Marquette will head back on the road next Saturday. They'll travel to Michigan, and they're going to face Detroit Mercy. Marquette fell short to Detroit Mercy last year, 15-12. So we'll see if they can watch film, build upon the loss today, and pick up a win next weekend. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Amy. So Marquette takes an 11-9 loss here. As Amy mentioned, not a bad loss, especially for a young team. You have to go through losses every now and then, especially against an experienced Jacksonville squad. It's not a bad loss, but
it's a
still,
loss where they learned a lot of lessons.
Right, but
a lot of things you
disappointing,
can build from.
nonetheless.
Here. Yes.
Any
Whenever
final
you're
thoughts?
within a goal in the fourth quarter,
right, that's
and
right.
you don't win, that's one that's gonna. I mean, you're gonna wish that went the other way.
Yeah, right. Got anything final here, John?
I think it was a little bit of a reality check here for a young team, and they can't really dwell on it though for long with their first road trip coming ahead.
So next week, another away game for Marquette. They're traveling to Pontiac, Michigan to take on Detroit Mercy. So we won't have a broadcast of that one. Our next one isn't until the Georgetown game on the 21st of March. So still got a little while before that, obviously, but keep it locked on our Twitter accounts at MUWire Sports and my personal one at Dan Abington. I'll have updates from all Marquette lacrosse events in the next coming weeks. But that'll do it for us here on Marquette University Television. For Amy Galszewski, John Steppe, I'm Dan Abington. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.